What up, my guys? On to another show, man. NBA Talk with Jay. We back after a little break. You see what I'm saying? You dig what I'm saying, man? Straight from the cabin here, man. But just doing a little future show, some few futures. I'll be honest with you guys. I never really bet futures, but there are sometimes you got to pivot, you got to adapt, you got to adjust, and sometimes maybe betting the future bet might be better than finding it might show more value than finding something like from day to bet, like on a slate or like on a spread or something. You see what I'm saying? So there are a few spots that I'm liking, man. Some plus money spots that I'm liking. I think teams to get there, a few narratives, all type of shit, man. It's about five of them, man, that I'll go through here today, man. I appreciate everybody for tuning in, man. Got to get back to my old self, throwing the rings on, the bracelets on, the chains, all that, man. But we're gonna try to cash this. I would say second half of the season, but it's really like the fourth quarter of the season. But I just say second half because you got the last little quarter and then you got the playoffs as well. You see what I'm saying? But we'll be doing a nice show tonight for all my guys, man, for all the real ones. Shout out to all the real ones as well, man. You see what I'm saying? Shout out to all the real ones, all the day ones, all the people that's been here through thick and thin, man. But let's get straight to it in this one, man. No real timeline in this one. Just really going through some shit that I'm liking. You see what I'm saying? Obviously, there's no games today, but some futures that I'm liking, man. First one up. I like the Celtics to win the East, man. Now, this team is like obviously a juggernaut. Obviously, now if you're betting futures, obviously your money's tied up for a while. Like you're not gonna see that money for a while. I usually like to suggest to where you could bet them. There's different ways you can do it. You can go and bet them like on a ticket on the slip, or you can bet them at books that allow you to cash out. Books like BetMGM, Bet365. I'm sure there are some other ones, but those are like the best ones. They like give you continuous cash out options. I know BetMGM and Bet365 will basically give you damn near a cash out like all the way up until like whether it's getting better, whether it's getting worse as well. They'll give you like the cash out option. So be perfectly honest with you. Always try to keep it real with y'all. If you'd like to bet some futures and you don't necessarily want your money tied up or you think some things might change, you can bet them at books that can allow you to cash out. But I like the Celtics to win these. Now, I'll be honest, like I don't want to go as far as say they'll win the championship because we've seen injuries happen. We know that Jason Tatum sometimes can disappear, which I don't think he will this year. You just hope for no injuries. You see what I'm saying? So, but I think the Celtics, I think this is the best team in the East by far. They have some guys right behind them. I mean, the Knicks, the Cavs, even the Bucks might be clicking on their heels. But I think the Celtics team, I found out a piece of info that I can't really share, but I found out a piece of info about this team that's really important, and I think they make it to the finals. I think they have a really good chance to win the finals, but I definitely think they get there. And if you can give me the Celtics now, and always when you're shopping around, you can always shop around for prices, guys. If you're only betting at one book, you kind of already lost. Like you should never just be betting at one place. Oh, I have to take the price that they have. You should never do that. Not if you're in a legal betting state where you can choose from 10 different books. You see what I'm saying? There's places that have, I know Caesars has like plus 110 for the Celtics to win the East, but other places, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's like ESPN Bet. They got plus 130. So it ranges from plus 110, plus 115 to plus 130 for the Celtics to win the East. I don't care. As long as you can get it at plus money, that's what I like. It's not about what you guys get. This is what I like. So I'm saying, I'm just telling you what I like. I like the Celtics to win the East, which means they have to make it to the finals. They have to win the Eastern Conference. That's not getting the number one seed. That means when the playoffs are over, they have to make it to the finals. I believe they get there as long as, let's knock on wood, no injuries. And this Celtics team, they're not to be fucked with. I mean, this team is top tier. They just added Tillman as well, a little a center off the bench. I like the Celtics plus 130. This is what I bet them at. plus 130, Celtics to win the East, my guys. I think they come out of the East in this one and make it to the finals. I can't talk you off them winning the finals, but I do think I'd rather go with them just to win the East. And then, you know what I'm saying, if they want to, if you want them to win the finals, then you can bet them game by game. I believe they're like plus 260. I do think the Celtics are the 2024 NBA champs. You dig what I'm saying? But I'll just take them to win the East. That way, if they are going up against a juggernaut versus the West, or something happens, or fucking Tatum disappears, or something happened, then I don't have to worry about this. So Celtics to win the East plus 130 for me. Next up, I'm taking the Golden State Warriors to win, to make the playoffs, man. And it's just like kind of premonition. We hit with something last year. That's why I might have to start doing this more often. It's really just like noticing the patterns, noticing the narratives, noticing what's going down and what would make sense. You see what I'm saying, for the NBA. Now, because Steph Curry missed the playoffs, it's very possible. I don't fucking see it happening. Give me the Warriors to make the playoffs at plus 125. I believe that one's at DraftKings. And ESPN bet as well. But I like the Warriors to make the playoffs, guys. I like them. I don't see Steph Curry missing the playoffs. You see this team, they're starting to lock in. They're starting to play a lot better basketball. They didn't really make any important trades or any of that. They have a good enough team. They just need to lock in. This team is 8-2 straight up last 10 games. They got the number 10 defense. They're the number 6 defense over the last 10 games as well, guys. So when you're watching the Warriors, I said this like 2 weeks ago as well. These motherfuckers been locking in. They've been playing a lot better basketball. Steph is starting to cook. Whether they want to bring Klay Thompson off the bench, that might work for them. Kuminga, he's shown up. Kuminga has shown that he's like one of the most improved players. That's not what I was going to say. What's the guy's name? Andrew Wiggins. He's starting to show up, man. See what I'm saying? Draymond Green. He's starting to get into players' heads. But I think it's mainly on Steph. Like, Steph's like, all right, look, guys, we were sitting at the number 11 seed. Like, come on, man. Let's stop bullshit. Let's start hooping. And that's exactly what they're doing. So, because they missed the playoffs, it's very possible, but you see them, even if they make it in the play-in tournament, this team is going to lock in. I just don't see Steph Curry. I mean, he's one of the faces of the NBA. I don't see these guys missing the playoffs. We did this last year with the Lakers, and we're doing it this year with the Warriors. Give me now, a few games ago, you could have got them like plus 200, but still to get them at plus money, I think it's a really good price for the Warriors. The Warriors to make the playoffs at plus 125. I'm liking it, guys. And these are really bets for the rest of the season. And I always do this shit. I'm never taking a bet that I'm going to regret. You see what I'm saying? We're staying calculated. We're noticing the patterns. We're trusting our instincts. And we're not having any regrets, man. And I like these plays, man, regardless of what happens. Long as there's no major injury, I think they come through. Celtics win the East plus 130. Warriors to make the playoffs plus 125. Now, the MVP, honestly, there's no real. I think there's like 3-4 different guys that could win the MVP. Jokic is favorite right now. On just me, I don't think that he's gonna win it. That's just me. That's just being like. I don't hate on anybody. I don't really give a damn who wins the MVP. I'm just all about making money, and I wouldn't bet Jokic to win the MVP. You see what I'm saying? I think that if you had to bet someone right now, I'd probably bet SGA at plus 275. Obviously, the Thunder. He has the numbers to do it. We could talk about some dark horses. Some dark horses, like a long shot that I would bet would be Tatum at plus 5,000. But I would say one dark horse that really has a good chance would probably be Luka at plus 1,200. But if I had to make one bet right now to win MVP, I would go with SGA. The Thunder are probably going to finish a top 2, top 3 seed in the West. He's going to have the numbers. He's balling now. You can't really stop him. So I would probably say SGA for MVP, but that's not one of my strongest looks. I like Celtics to win the East, like the Warriors to make the playoffs plus 125. Sixth man of the year, man. I think Malik Monk's gonna get this shit. I think he's gonna get it. Now it was at like minus 110. It's down to like plus 100, I believe, at BetMGM. This is a wide variety type of bet as well. Just like MVP, it's like 3 or 4 guys that could win the MVP for the that could win MVP or most or sixth man of the year. But I do think Malik Monk gets it. I think that they're going to start playing him. He's going to be playing like 30-some minutes. He's probably one of the most important players on the Sacramento Kings outside of De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis. Now you could argue that guys like Sabonis could possibly get it. Tim Hardaway Jr., who his production is going to drop with them getting PJ Washington and Gafford over there. But I just feel like if there's one person, and there's something I kind of noticed about this shit as well, you have to be in the running the year before. Like in a lot of these shits like this, MVP, things like that. That's why I still think Tatum is a dark horse, because he was like top 3 last year. You see what I'm saying? But I think Malik Monk, he was in the top 4, top 5, and could have won $6 million. He was top 3, if I'm not mistaken. Could have won $6 million of the year last year. A lot of times, these shits don't just come from somebody that's coming out of the blue. It's somebody that slowly but surely got there. And I think the fact that Malik Monk was super close to getting it last year is the main reason why he's going to get it this year, and the reason why he's the favorite. And he's a small favorite as well. And if he continues to have good games, and this is something that we could look towards prop-wise as well. We could look towards Malik Monk prop-wise well. If they're really trying to get him $6 million a year, we have to look at his props in these games towards the end of the season. Remember, these are regular season accolades here. You see what I'm saying? Awards. So I think Malik Monk really has some substance. There's other dark horses, guys, that could possibly get it, but I do think that Malik Monk is going to be the guy that ends up getting it. He's at from anywhere from plus 100 to minus 110 right now. I think he's going to get this shit. I like Malik Monk to win $6 million a year, but like I say, that's one of those like kind of fickle ones where anything can happen. First off, he could go down with an injury, and other than that, there could be somebody else that starts like really going crazy, like a Bogdanovich, but I just don't think the Hawks team is that good, and he wasn't in the running for it last year. So I think that's the main thing with futures like this. You had to be in the running for it the year before, and if you didn't get it, that kind of catapults you into getting it the next year. It's almost like a 2-year award, if that makes sense. Like you had to be good enough last year to do it. You can't just be come off the scene and then balling this year and then now he's gonna get it. No, it's kind of like a 2-year award, and the MVP is the same fucking thing as well. It's the same fucking thing. So but last one up, man. I like the Lakers to go under their 44.5 season wins. And it sounds crazy. I know it's LeBron. I know it's AD. I know that they got Spencer Dinwiddie. We know that D'Angelo Russell was going crazy. I think that the Lakers might just miss the playoffs. I'm not going to lie to you. I think they. I'm looking at their schedule, and first off, they have to win 15 more. They're 30-26 right now. They have to win 15 more games to get over this 44.5. Could it happen? It's very possible. They could just start going crazy, but they did lose Vanderbilt for a while. He is one of their most important defensive pieces, and he was starting to find his offense as well. But I looked at their schedule, and it's like a brutal schedule in my opinion, man. They got a brutal schedule in this after the All-Star break, in my opinion. The wins that they could possibly win, I got them at 13 possible wins. Like I said, they got to get to 15 to beat me on this, and I hadn't bet this yet. I'm finna go and bet this shit right after I do a couple of shows, but I think the Lakers go under 44.5 wins. I don't care if they make the playoffs or miss the playoffs. I think they win 13 more games max for the rest of the season. And a couple of those games in there that I had accounted for are the Sacramento Kings, 2 of them. They could fuck around and lose both of those versus the Kings, or at least one of them. You see what I'm saying? So with my 13 projected wins for the Lakers for the rest of the season, 2 of those are versus the Sacramento Kings. A lot of them are versus like tanking teams, but they got a lot of games versus some really tough opponents, in my opinion. I do think that there's a possibility that the Lakers could possibly even start shutting down some players. Like once they notice their fate, or if they're not doing so well, I do think they might start shutting down some guys and start looking towards next year. I know it's crazy as hell. I know it's the Lakers. I know it's the LeBron is somewhat kind of still one of the faces of the NBA. But I'm not sure. I'm not so sure, man. He's starting to my ankle and shit like that. We know AD first name Anthony, last name Glass. Anything can happen with these Lakers. They have a high ceiling. What did they do last year? They went into they was in the play-in tournament, made it to the Western Conference Finals. I don't think they get so lucky this year, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, though. Anything can happen. Like I say, LeBron is one of those guys. You never know what they want his legacy to be. But something tells me that the Lakers are in somewhat of a funky situation, and they got to get to 15 wins to go over this 44.5, and I don't think they get there. I got them maxed out at 13 projected wins for the rest of the regular season. That gives us like a little 2-game cushion there. You see what I'm saying? But I like Lakers under 44.5 wins, and I really went through them from top to bottom in confidence as well. But like I say, these are future bets. Your money, I understand. Like I never really used to bet future bets. Your money is tied up for a while. You never really know what's going to happen. Injuries could happen, anything, guys. So I'm really just doing this show, let you know what I'm thinking, some things that I'm sprinkling some on. See what I'm saying? There's no games today, so I thought I'd do a little future show to let you guys know where my head is. But Celtics to win the East plus 130. Warriors Warriors to make the playoffs, plus 125. If you like to bet 6 man a year, I do think Malik Monk gets it, but not like overly confident. I mean, fuck, it's futures. You never know what's gonna happen, man. But they're basically like kind of long shot bets, man. You see what I'm saying? So take it for whatever you like. If I had to bet MVP right now, I'd probably bet SGA to win it plus 275. He has the second longest odds. If you want to make some long shots, which a long shot doesn't matter if you don't win it. You see what I'm saying? A couple long shots that could be worth it are Tatum at plus 5,000 and Luka at plus 1,200. But if I had to bet one with most confidence, it would be SGA at plus 275. And then Lakers under their 44 and a half season wins. That's actually at plus money. They got them favored minus 130 to go over it. I'm not fucking buying it. I'm not fucking buying it. I think they come out to break with a loss as well, man. But I got them maxed out at 13 projected wins. I think Lakers go under their 44 and a half season wins. I'm not going to go as far as to say they're going to miss the playoffs, but I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see them miss the playoffs, to be perfectly honest with you, my guy. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in, man. It's all love. He say, any thoughts on the Nets? We'll get into that tomorrow. Jimmy J says Lakers will win at least get to 15 more wins. Hey, bet whatever you like, my guy. That means you can bet over 44 and a half wins if you like it. You see what I'm saying? So it's totally up to you guys. I never really come up here and tell you guys, oh, this is an absolute lock. It's your money that you're betting with. I'm not betting with your money. You see what I'm saying? So bet whatever you love. You don't have to take what I'm saying and like run with it and say, oh, this is an absolute lock. I'll never tell you guys that something's a lock. I'll let you guys know what I'm betting. It's up to you. Bet whatever you like. Bet whatever you absolutely love. Make sure you're not having any regrets on any of your bets. Remember, we're staying calculated. We're trusting our instincts as well, man. It's all positivity. It's all love, man. We're not having any regrets. Let's get this cash, man. I will be back tonight at 11 p.m. Eastern for the members. It's all love. Let's get this cash, baby. We out. Let's go.